Sorry about that. It's gonna be quick, I think. Maybe not. Shout out to Rick the Ruler. I see you with your kids. Shout out to everybody else that's posting pictures of them and their kids together. That's what my last post was about. I wanted to see all the fellas with their children. And Greta, where did the weekend go? Is around. I'm still here. We got about 3 more hours of it. Miss Denise Walton. Cam, who is Cam? Oh, Brinks. Tammy Williams. Caitlin Clark. Y'all better be careful about Caitlin Clark. She gonna be a problem whether we like it or not. Whether we like it or not. Okay. What up, OG Mr. Buford? I haven't forgotten about you. Hold on. Let's see something. Nope, I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want that. I want to see how I can do this. There we go. Damn. Oh, that's not what I want. Okay. Change it around somehow. Like that. I'm not gonna stay here long. Just wanted to give some of the fellas some pointers on what we need to be doing in life to compete in the society that we're currently living in, especially if you're in the United States. Once again, this is the Father's Day edition. Happy Father's Day to everyone out there. Shout out to the young ladies that respect it. That is Father's Day. Some of them defended the nonsense that's been going on over the last couple years about Father's Day. So much respect to you ladies for allowing fathers to do their thing and have their day. And that's it. It'll be over in a few minutes, a few hours. It'll be over in a few hours. So anyway, happy Father's Day, everyone. One of the first things I want to say is condolences to the Rosa family. Damaris, Freddie, Danny, Jimmy, Betty, and Henry. And Max, the father. Junior, we call him Junior. Condolences to you guys on the passing of your wife and your mother, Miss Carmen. They were my neighbors in Stowe Village back in the 80s at 128 Hampton Street. I lived on the first floor. They lived on the third floor right above me. I lived at 104. They lived at 304 at 128 Hampton Street. So condolences to the family of Miss Rosa. Juneteenth. Speaking of, Juneteenth is coming up. Earlier I posted a picture of the flag of Juneteenth. The colors are not green, black, red, yellow, whatever other colors you can think of. There's some red in there, but the colors are blue, red, and there's a different red. That might be like I don't think it's cardinal red, but it's a different red, and it's blue, and it's white. I also posted, I forgot the guy's name. I think I posted the information about the guy who created the flag. He's playing it off like he's giving credit to somebody else. That's another problem we have as black people. We keep giving our credit to everybody else. But anyway, Juneteenth is not an African holiday. It is not a Jamaican holiday. It's a Black American holiday celebrating the end of slavery here in the United States in 1865. If your family didn't come from slavery in America around 1865, you're not part of the Juneteenth, celebration. It has nothing to do with Africa. It has everything to do with the blacks that's here. We all come from Africa. We kind of already know that, but we done built our foundation here in America. Some people even went back to Africa. A lot of Liberians. Ask about the Liberians. I got a Liberian co-worker. He'll tell you the story about Liberia in the United States. Most people that were slaves did come from Africa in, 1692 or whatever, 1492 or whatever. But some were sent back or were allowed to go back. The United States made a deal with some Africans. Y'all want to go back? Y'all want to go back home? Okay, we'll let y'all go back home. So allowed them to go back home to Africa. They were from all over Africa. Kenya, Somali, wherever else at in Africa, Nigeria, Ghana. I don't even think these places existed back then. But they were sent back to Africa, the continent. And also, so when they got back to Africa, the Africans that were there didn't like them because they came over there with United States behavior. They were speaking English. They were reading, they were writing, they were eating damn near fried chicken. And the Africans over there thought that they were different. That thought the United States Africans were different from them. Like, y'all done went to United States and got Americanized. Shout out to Dan Hurley for staying at UConn. Best decision you can make. There's no way in the world you need to go to L.A., as they call him, the L.A. Dodger. He's a L.A. Dodger. Good. But anyway, back to Juneteenth and the Africans. The Africans that went back from the United States, went back to Africa from the United States, were shunned on by the Africans that were in Africa. So what the Africans that were from the United States did, they had to find someplace, let's say like Colt Park, a football field, your local park. And they built their own place from there. The government gave them a place. Take this land, y'all just keep your asses right here. Nobody want nothing to do with y'all, so y'all create your own stuff. So they created their own government and everything, and they created their own culture. They created their own name, Liberia, named after liberty from the United States. They have towns in Liberia today that's named after places in the United States. Maryland, Monroe, named after the president, one of the presidents. So that's the history about Liberia and Africa and all that other stuff. If they would have stayed here, they would have ended up being people like us that's already here. They would have been considered, like Black Americans, because we all come from Africa and all that other stuff. But you settled here, you got adapted to the culture back in the 1800s, not in 1965, not in 1950, not in 1945. Back in the 1800s, the blacks that were there got adapted to the culture within the United States, and they became our Black Americans. If you don't have a green card, if you don't have immigration papers, and you're black, or your family doesn't have, your father or your mother or your grandmother, your great-grandmother, if they have immigration status and had to, be sworn in to become American citizens, you guys are foreigners to the United States, and that's fine. But there are some people who are Black Americans that cannot be deported, never had to sign no papers, never did anything with immigration. ICE can't come knocking on their door. They can't be sent back no other place. Those black people are considered Black Americans. So the African, y'all gotta watch that Smokey Robinson. Google Smokey Robinson and African American, and Smokey will tell you his own opinion about being a African American. Smokey, old ass Smokey, said he's not an African American. He's a Black American. But that's what it is. And let me get off that topic a little bit, because I still want to talk about a little bit about Juneteenth as well, and just the understanding the history behind it. It's not that old. Juneteenth is not that old. I don't know if it's 20, 30, 40 years old, but it's not that old. I think it was in the 70s, so you put that about 45, 50 years old. But Juneteenth colors are not red, black, and green. So let's get off of that a little bit. How y'all like my t-shirt? Shout out to my Uncle Pete. Shout out to anybody that's taking care of the elderly. Whether you're feeding them, clothing them, doing their laundry, cutting their hair, taking care of their medications. Shout out to you guys who work with the elderly, or those that have an elderly person in your home and you're taking care of them on a day-to-day basis. It's an interesting thing to do. Our elderly should be strong, fit, running, jumping, talking shit and everything, and now they barely can do any of that, and we need to honor them. We need to respect our elderly. So shout out to anyone that has an elderly person in their home. But one of the topics of tonight's broadcast is about fellas, the guys, the men, the fathers, the daddies, stepdaddies. I don't like using stepdaddy. If you're a father, if you're a daddy, if you're taking care of somebody's kid, you're the goddamn daddy. So keep that daddy stuff out of there. We gotta find employment. We gotta move as we are getting older. Some of us, I'm 55 years old, no shame in my game, and I am telling you, we have to find some desk jobs. We can't keep lifting boxes. We can't keep driving 500 miles a day. It's wearing and tearing on our bodies. It's messing with our health. And it's messing with our wealth. We gotta find some easy jobs. I know some of us started late in life of working, but we gotta find us some easy desk jobs that's gonna pay the bills and help us to retire. Some of us are still trying to hustle out in these streets, and those days are numbered. So you gotta find something to do. One of the things you gotta do is learn how to use a computer. Some of you, I got a iPhone right here. I'm recording from my Samsung Galaxy, but I also got an iPhone that I use as well. And you guys, fellas, you gotta know how to use a computer. You gotta know how to use an iPhone. You gotta know how to type. Or you're gonna get left behind. Fellas, you're gonna get left behind. Especially us that's in our 50s. If you don't know how to type, you don't know how to use a mouse, you're gonna get left behind. Even at the job that you're currently, you could be washing dishes, you can be sweeping floors. You still have to know how to use a computer to not even get ahead, but to get up to date with other people. Your bank accounts, all this direct deposit that's going on, all these ATM machines, you got to press the buttons. You have to know how to use a computer. You have to know how to press buttons, or you're going to be sharing your information with your girl. And your girl going to be taking her a few dollars off the top for all the work that she's doing for you. And I know you don't mind, you don't care, but as long as the job get done, that's all that matters to you. But there's going to come a time when you're going to have to stand on your own and do your own thing. So with that being said, fellas, you also need to learn how to save money. You need to have a 401k. You need to have medical insurance. And I know I'm beating a dead horse probably. Somebody's going to get some knowledge from this post that I'm making or this live that I'm doing right now. And they'll be able to use it. We got to get us a 401k. And you don't have to have a job to get a 401k. You can create your own. It's called the IRA. They have a traditional IRA or they have a Roth IRA. I like to use the Roth IRA. I'm not going to go into the semantics about it, but I use the Roth IRA. And you just, every week, every 2 weeks, you just deposit money in there. And you can't take it out till you're 59 and a half years old. And it does grow. And you'll have more money than you started with. But also, you need to have a regular bank account. Just for the hell of it. I know a lot of us got child support. We don't want the government to know our business. We owe back child support, so they're going to take my money. We got to find a way to correct that stuff or find you a good girl that's going to take care of you and do the right thing on your behalf. We just got to be ready because we're going to get older. We're going to become disabled. We're going to be out of work. We're not going to be able to compete because we don't have the tools to compete. We're going to get stepped on. The dollar is getting less and less. So your little $5 now is, oh, I give you, well, how people say, I give you a few dollars to take me across town. $2, you remember back in the day, $2 for some gas was a lot of money back in the 80s. $2 now to bring somebody across town, that's not happening. You need $10 is like, you need $20 to bring somebody across town. So that's what everything in life, everything is going up. And you have to be able to compete with the economy, with society, and everything in this world. You can't have your money in a shoebox in the closet because it's not going to appreciate. You want your money to appreciate. So that's when you just like y'all know about flipping and selling houses and selling dope and all that, you get a little bit and you flip it, you cut it and all this other stuff, and you make it bigger and better so you can have some profit. Same thing with your money. You got $100,000 in the bank, or not in the bank, in the shoebox right now. That $100,000 will be nothing in about 10 years. But if you invest that $100,000 into property, into a home, or you invest it in the stock market, or put it in the bank where it grows interest, that $100,000 will become $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, $500,000, $1 million. Who knows? And that's the good thing about having a 401k at your job. But as I say, some of you don't have 401k, so you can create your own 401k by using a Roth IRA for those that's entrepreneurs, that's doing your own thing, that may not have a payroll person or a payroll department or whatever. You still should be putting some money away, because even if you love your job, even if you love doing what you're doing, either you're going to get too old to do it, or you're going to become too ill to do it. You might get sick and you might, have a stroke or something, and you might be wheelchair bound or can't use your hands no more. You're a barber, or you do masonry work or whatever. Or you put up bookshelves, or you fix computers or whatever with your hands. If you can't use your hands, you can't make no money. So you better be prepared to be able to survive. And that's why you should also buy a home too. You should be able to survive in retirement with whatever income or whatever money you saved up for yourself. And also now going back to the home ownership thing. So now when you own a home, you don't have to worry about rent. You don't have to worry about the doorknob that fell off. It is what it is. It's your house, So while you're working, get all your great appliances, get your flooring done, get your windows done. Because when you're about 60, 65, this is your last rodeo. Get you a good stove. Make sure your refrigerator right. You might be able to get one more. And that's the same thing for buying houses. Not buying houses, buying cars. How many more cars you going to buy? You're not even going to be able to drive your car. You got to watch what you're investing in. We got to get the latest, truck or whatever. See a lot of my friends with Mercedes-Benz and Lexus and Cadillacs or whatever. Man, y'all got it. I don't got it. I got it, but I ain't got it. Because I know the value of a car is going to depreciate. You buying a car for $50,000, you got car payments. By the time you finish paying for it, it's going to cost you $50,000, $60,000, $70,000. Then when it becomes broken down, I give you $400. I give you $2,000 for it. For the car that you done spent $70,000 on, they said they're gonna give you $2,000 for it. So we got to be careful about those investments like that. The best thing you can invest in right now is a home, because they do appreciate. Um, sorry about that. They do appreciate over time. Um, and we all need a place to stay. We all need a place to stay. Need a place to stay. Okay. Sorry about that. We all need a place to stay. So, buy your house. Call it the family house. Once it's paid off, everybody, you can get you a room, get you a space, sit your ass down, and this is where we gonna be at. Some people can afford a basement. I would like a basement, but I didn't get a basement this go round. I don't really want a basement. It is what it is. I got 4 bedrooms. We got a pile of people in our bedrooms. That's what we gotta do. But and you also want to leave a legacy for your children. Fathers, you want to leave a legacy for your children. You want to have a place for them to stay, a place for them to come back home if things don't go right with their husbands or wives or boyfriends or girlfriends or roommates or whomever. They have a go get in that room. Yeah, go over there in the back room over there. Put some fresh linens on the bed. These are your children, no matter what you say or whatever. Shout out to the people that's doing the Section 8 thing. I know people, they got a waiting list and all that stuff. That's all good. Not knocking my Section 8 people or whatever. But I just like for people to think about, when you pass away, are your children going to be able to maintain their life and the life of their children when you're gone? So we got to think long term. Oh, when I'm dead, it is what it is. No, don't do that to your kids. Don't do that to your grandkids. But anyway, get into some computer classes. Number 2 late. I was talking to a guy that works in environmental services at Hartford Hospital, and he was in my department, and he just was kind of amazed that I was on the computer doing stuff, and he just kept saying, I can't do that. Man, I can't do this stuff or whatever. Because I ain't going to call him a street guy, but he's a street guy, and, he never had to read and write. I don't know if he can read or write or not, but he never had to do it because it was all about girls and doing your thing with girls and drugs and money and gambling and stuff like that, that he never took time to adjust to the computer lifestyle that was coming in the 80s and the 90s, more or less the 90s, because that's when I started. I started right at the center. We had a computer lab, and I played with that mouse. I ended up buying a computer and had no clue how to work it. I bought a laptop, didn't know that I needed Wi-Fi. I needed dial-up. Back then, either you needed dial-up or Wi-Fi. I didn't have neither one. I didn't know anything about Wi-Fi and the internet and hooking it up. I thought you just get a laptop and you put it down, open it up, and you can get on the internet. But no, you need a service to make that stuff happen. I didn't know that, but I quickly got used to it. And that's why my daughters and my nieces and everybody that's under 35 that's around me know how to use computers. We taught each other. I didn't have a smartphone for a long time. My daughters and them had smartphones, but I didn't have one. I didn't have touch. I didn't know how to do all that touch and all that. I used to be scared. I used to barely tap it and all that stuff or whatever. And he told me, touch it, play with it. It's not going to mess up nothing. You can't mess up. You'll get used to it. And I got used to it. And we got to take some risks. We take risks in doing everything else. Let's take some risks, fellas. Fellas, this is for you. Let's take some risks. and doing things that's uncomfortable. What I'm doing right now is uncomfortable. I'm not used to doing this. I'm not even used to wearing glasses. But I got to do what I got to do to go further in life. So, people, get out of your comfort zones. Try something different. Compete. Challenge yourself. Look for a challenge. Speaking of challenges, join my money challenge team on Facebook. I think it's called Money Challenge 2024 right now. We're doing well. I think we at the halfway mark. I think we probably, anybody that's saving $50, you're probably up to about $1,200 or $1,300 saved, because we're saving $50 a week. Shout out to my guy A-Dog. Shout out to you, A-Dog. Happy Father's Day to you as well. I don't think I saw you today on Facebook. Not sure. But yeah, you got to join the money challenge team. Got to save money. And you got to get up to date. You got to compete. Even my my older females, y'all, I don't like that Cash App stuff or whatever. Okay, that's fine. Cash App is fine. But you still should have an ATM card or whatever. Even EBT forces you to use a card. So ain't no more cash, ain't no more food stamps. You gotta swipe. You need an electronic card for EBT. So, and you gotta get on a computer to get a job. You gotta get on a computer to find apartments, even houses. You don't see many houses with the for sale sign out front no more, because now they got Zillow. Zillow and those places are, and I might have to invest in Zillow because that's the future. Zillow and those guys are putting the houses for sale on the internet. I can go right now and look at any house on the internet. They got virtual tours. You can see every room. People putting pictures of their houses, their bedrooms, and their boilers, and their central air and everything online. There's no going to nobody's house. You don't even know if a house is being sold, because what people used to do, and they probably still doing it, people would see for sale signs in front of houses and break in those houses and steal their pipes. Or they would squat in those houses for as long as they can if nobody's living there. So people aren't even putting up for sale signs because they don't want no vandalism going on in their houses. So now you have to go on Zillow to find out. You might, like for me, I'm in Hartford. I would type in Hartford, houses within a 15-mile radius, which would take me out to Manchester and Farmington and Rocky Hill and Granby or whatever. I just named all the 4 directions. And you will see every house. Do you want 3 bedrooms? Do you want 4 bedrooms? Do you want a basement? Do you want a garage? You can, critique it to any way that you want. And you can look at houses from there. It's just that simple now. So a lot of stuff is done electronically these days. So fellas, get on board with doing things electronically. Get on board with your typing and your computer skills. Even we take tests at my job, health stream tests. Some people here know about health stream tests. You got to use a computer. You can't even have so-and-so do it no more. Those days are over, people. We got to adjust. They helping you not become or stay a dummy. They don't want you to be a dummy. People take advantage of the obstacles these people are putting in front of you. They do not want you to be a dummy. Can't you see that? They don't want you to be a dummy. And all you have to do is take on the challenge. You take on other challenges. You ride out of state to go get your work. You sit up on the block with stuff. You're taking risks in those. You doing drive-by shootings. You're stealing cars. You cracking cards. You writing checks. You taking risks in those areas. Why can't you take risk in learning how to work a computer. Man, I'm about to buy me a storefront or something and just house people in there to, not house them, but put people in there just to learn how to use computer. And you have the libraries, guys. You have the libraries. You can go up in the library. They might have some courses that you can take. Man, we got to get rid of this pride, fellas. We got to get rid of this pride that we have and become more independent, more self-sufficient, more effective, more marketable. I got people in jobs that they scared to leave their job because they don't have the skills to do anything else. This is all they can do. They can't even talk to people. Can't even have a conversation with people. They don't know how to shake hands. They don't know how to look people in the eye. They don't know how to go back and forth dialogue. Man, we got to get better at this stuff. And like I say, what I'm doing right here is different. This is a risk that I'm taking. And I'm challenging myself. And I doubted myself even a few months ago. As you know, I didn't do it for a few months. For a couple reasons. One reason, I was hurt over the passing of my guy, Greg Talley. Young Greg Talley, the passing of him. He was one of my main supporters on Facebook Live. And I depended on him for my support and someone that I can talk to and encourage. And I lost him, and I just lost kind of the drive. And I'm like, damn, at least I was touching at least one person. But in the back of my mind now, Greg is telling me to keep going. There's somebody else out there just like me that need this encouragement. So that's telling me to keep on doing what I'm doing, and that's why I'm here. Right now, I don't think it's nobody looking. That's fine. It is what it is. But I might get 100 views later on or whatever, but, you know. And some people just run away from the truth. They don't want to talk about, they don't want to face reality, and they don't want to face that I'm pointing a finger at them maybe, or they think I'm talking about them. As they say, if the shoe fits, wear it. But anyway, also get your health together. Go to a dentist. I see a lot of people, man. I see a lot of people with a lot of plaque on their teeth, man. A lot of plaque on their teeth. And crooked teeth, I was there. I understand it. But I ended up getting braces. I call them Invisalign to straighten my stuff up. I want to be proud of myself. I got to start with my own appearance. And that's where I was lacking a little bit. In the grill. So I paid about $5 or $6 grand. And these teeth are my teeth. I don't got dentures or false joints or whatever. These are my teeth. They just had to be straightened up. I always went to the dentist. Even with a messed up mouth, crooked teeth, I still went to the dentist. So, yeah, go to the dentist, get you a regular cleaning, and get you a deep cleaning. Deep cleaning is where they talk about your gums at. Because we got our teeth are bones. And with the deep cleaning people, I forgot what they call them, periodontists. They go deep under your gums and see how strong your bone, your teeth bone is under your gums or whatever. And they clean up way down there where you can't reach with a regular toothbrush. So every 6 months I get a deep cleaning, and every other 6 months I get a regular cleaning. So every 3 months I'm going to either or. Periodontist and my regular dentist. And I also used to have a orthodontist, which is for braces and stuff and straightening your teeth up. That's an orthodontist. At one time I had all three of them: an orthodontist, a regular dentist, and a periodontist working on my mouth. Also, when you brush your teeth, hopefully you're at least brushing your teeth. When you brush your teeth and you got blood in your sink, we call it the pink sink. If you have a pink sink, you need to go see a periodontist. That's the one with the gum disease. Those are the ones that get up under your gum. So you want to see a periodontist. If you want more information on that, I have a periodontist down on the Celestine Highway, Dr. Leahy, Laney. That's periodontist. That's for bleeding gums. If you got the pink sink when you brush your teeth in the morning or at night or whenever you brush your teeth and you got the pink sink, or while you're sleeping, your pillowcases got blood all on your pillowcase or whatever, that you may want to see a periodontist. And also, and your regular dentist should be referring you to a periodontist, because when a regular dentist is cleaning your teeth, it might be a lot of blood, and that's a sign that you need to see a periodontist. So even ask your dentist, if you go to the dentist, can they refer you to a periodontist, and they'll help you with that, I'm sure. So yeah, get your health together. Check your blood pressure. As you see, I always post my blood pressure when it's good, for the most part. On Facebook, should be 120 over 80 most of the time. 130 over 85. That's not too bad, but you don't want to be 140 or more. 130 after doing stuff throughout the day. 130 is cool, but in a sit down state, like right now, I might be hyper right now. I should test me right now, but I'm not going to do that because it might be high, because I'm doing a lot of moving around right now. But normal, sitting down watching TV, your pressure should be 120 over 80. That's the going rate. But after walking, bringing in trash, taking out trash, bringing in groceries or whatever, your blood pressure may be a little bit high. So you got to find the right time to do it. Get you one of those little machines like I got. If you got diabetes, I don't know much about diabetes, so I can't speak on diabetes. But anyway, just take care of your health. Go to the doctor. Shout out to my guy, Steve Hanks, Mr. Steve Hanks, the security guard guy at Harvard Hospital that recently retired. He also recently passed away. I don't like to talk about people after they pass, but people, make sure you go to the doctor, get your checkups, and stop acting and looking like you're fit. Just do your little annual thing. Might give you some blood pressure medication. They might give you some cholesterol medication. It is what it is. You done sniffed dope. You done shot dope in your veins. You done did every goddamn thing else. So let's not make it like you don't take medication. So I don't know who just joined me, but welcome to the broadcast. Oh, that's Big Heck. What's up, Heck? Shout out to you for posting your family picture on my post there. That was the intent, to see how many fellas can post a picture of them with their children. Just as simple as that. Some people don't even have pictures of their kids. Some people don't have pictures with their kids. And we need to change that narrative, and we need to have people save some memories of them and their children. I just got some pictures. I hope I don't hit nothing. I just got some pictures developed the other day, 8x10s. I think I even posted how to get them for free. I get them for free. I'll show you some of them. This is man Winston. This is an 8x10. See how big it is against me? This is an 8x10 of man Winston. Winston did 50 years at Harvard Hospital. And I was presented the opportunity to get a free 8x10. And this is one of the ones that I chose, me and Mr. Winston. And I'll put that up for safekeepings because it was free. Just had to use the code. And I also got one of Mr. Bobby Perry. He did 40 years. This is the 8x10 as well. As you can see, he's with some of the administrators of Harvard Hospital. And I got this printed out In the 8x10, Bobby did 40 years at Hartford Hospital. Shout out to Bobby Perry. So these are some of the few pictures that I save and develop. A lot of pictures that you see I post on the Stowe Village page or on my regular page are developed and saved. And I got a big what you call it? A plastic bin full of pictures, recent pictures. You also can do shadow fly. They give you 85 pictures every month for free. You just got to pay for shipping, which is about $8 to $10. And that's kind of draining every once in a while. But I'll take the 85 pictures. And you also can use Shuttlefly to save your pictures in a safe place until you're ready to develop them as well. I send all my pictures to Shuttlefly. And drink your water. I'll be drinking some liquor, some vodka later on. But I'm drinking water right now. And they call it smart water. I don't believe in all that. All that is promotion and advertisement. Water is water. And maybe some stuff got more electrolytes in it or whatever. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, take care of yourself. Take care of your body. Take care of your blood pressure, your diabetes, your cholesterol, your heart. Take care of your fingernails. And ladies don't want you, all up in them with, dirt under your nails. So make sure your nails are clean and cut or whatever. They don't want you, scraping their walls or whatever with, motor oil under your nails or whatever. So take care of your nails. Fellas, do your feet. Get you one of them little bands like I got. Soak your feet in there for about an hour. Rub them down with some shea butter or something and call it a day. Or go to one of the little Chinese spots. I don't know if there's any, black spots that do that type of stuff or whatever. But fellas, take care of yourself. So like I've been telling you about banking. I bank with my main bank is Santander, but online banking, I bank with Marcus Goldman, Discover Bank, Capital One 360, and Ally Bank, ALLY Bank. I do those bankings online. It's harder to get the money out of them. That's why I like to put the money in there, and it just makes me more disciplined that once I send it there, I can't get it for about 3 to 4 days or whatever, which is fine. So I do a lot of online banking because they also give you better interest rates. I ain't bothering Bank of America. I don't like Bank of America. Never liked Bank of America. I'm an interest rate guy. I want the best deal for my money while my money's sitting up in these accounts. I want to make sure I'm getting some interest off of it, because the banks are getting interest off your money. The money that you let sit in the bank, they lend it out to other people, and they might charge other people 8% interest to use your money, which is their money. To use your money, they charge them 8%, and they keep the whole 8%. No. Give me back some of that percentage that you're making. So that's why I look for banks with 4% or more. You got to give me at least half of what you're getting. That's how you compete in the United States of America. But with your health, make sure you stay sugar free. Try to stay away from as much sugar as you can. Little packets of sugar, you shouldn't be using no more than 5 of those in a day. So all the chips and all that stuff, I forgot what the count is. Oh, it's 25 grams. I'm looking at a piece of paper. 25 to 35 grams a day is how much sugar you should take in max. Look at a bag of chips. Look at the back of a bag of chips or a candy bar, and see how many grams of sugar are in that candy bar or that bag of chips or those cookies. Look at the grams on the back of the wrapper, because they tell you. They sit there and tell you this is how much sugar in there. So you should only be intaking 25 to 35 grams of sugar a day. Not in each sitting, but in a day. So a bag of chips, you probably should be done for the day. I don't got nothing around here with no sugar in it or whatever. Well, let me see this. Let me show y'all something real quick. These are my skins. Just regular pork skins or whatever. Looking at the back of them. You can't see, but there's no sugar. Not one thing that says sugar on it. It says sugar at the bottom of it, and it says not a significant source of sugar. Not a significant source of sugar. So it's just saying it ain't much sugar in here. So, and these are all the things that have a little bit of sugar in there. Saturated fat 9. Cholesterol. Sodium is the highest, which is salt. Sodium is salt, which is the highest. That's at 10. That's at 6%, which isn't a. I don't say isn't a lot, but it's only for like a handful of potato skin. Pork skins or whatever. But even like I said, this is good. That's why I buy these, because there's no sugar in them. And part of my diet, the keto lifestyle diet, says that you don't need no sugar. So I stay sugar free as much as possible. Of course, I do cheat because I can cheat, because I know how to walk it off. I know how to run it off. I know how to fast, which I'm doing right now. I'm fasting. Haven't eaten nothing since last night at about 2 o'clock in the morning. What time is it? So about almost 24 hours I haven't eaten anything. Only drinking water. Only drunk water in these last 24 hours. So make sure you try to stay sugar free. Stay away from Gatorade. Watch Gatorade. Look at the back of the Gatorade bottle, especially if you got flavored Gatorade. Most of them are flavored. Look at the sugar. Look at the sodium on those. Granola bars, same thing. All of that stuff is false. Gluten free doesn't mean anything. You want sugar free. And I can show you. Shit. Now hold on. I'm gonna show you my stuff. Give me a second. Keep my stuff in my refrigerator. I have, these are the turtles. As you can see, that big thing say sugar free. So I'm enjoying my treats. I got a big bag of Hershey Kisses or whatever they are, sugar free. Sugar free, people. I eat Reese cups. I love Reese cups. Sugar free, people. I'm telling you, I am not playing. You can look at the packet. Where's it at? Right there. Right there. Sugars. No sugars. People, we gotta do this. This is simple. So I still eat my candy and I still eat my chips. Still got my candy. I love candy. Still got my candy. Show y'all my chips. Still got my chips. One more thing. I'm gonna show y'all my granola bars. These are my granola bars. Caramel nut granola bars. 1 gram of sugar in a bar. Out of this one, you mostly deal with the carbs. 2 grams of carbs. 2 grams of carbs. 1 gram of sugar. These are at Aldi's. You get these from Aldi's. They used to have, and they say keto support. See that? Keto support. They used to say carb conscious on them, but maybe they took that off because they always change the labels of the boxes. This is another. These are caramel nut. The first one I showed you, and you just got caramel and kind of like a nougat or whatever, chocolate. And these are, see that sign of keto friendly. These have 3 carbs, which is more than the other one. That's kind of not a lot, but it's enough. A lot of protein, which is good, and 2 grams of sugar. So you gotta be careful with this one because it's the other one was 1. This is 2. So 1 of these a day, you're fine. Keto supported. Got some peanuts in there, some caramel nougat. These are my bars. Now compare these. Let's show you two grams of sugar. Compare these to granola bars. Look at some granola bars and tell me how many grams of sugar is in granola bars, or any of those Nutri-Grain bars, any of those bars. Any of those bars, tell me what the grams of sugar in those or whatever. So people, just want you to be a little bit healthier. We need to live longer. We need to be around for our kids and our grandkids. We want to reach our 80s. Like I said, I got an 85-year-old uncle sitting here living with me, and he ate everything. But one of the main things that he did was walk. He did a lot of walking. And I can honestly probably say that his walking is what is keeping him alive today. Because he would be just like anybody else that didn't take care of themselves as far as nutrition and going to the doctors and getting your blood pressure and all that stuff checked. They'd be out of here. But his walking, in my opinion, allow him to continue to be living to this day. He can't walk. Well, he can walk, but he can't walk out in the street like he used to do or whatever. But he's still alive. And speaking of him, just want to say Happy Father's Day to my Uncle Pete. He's like my father. He's my #1 guy of all time. I hate he's considered my father. I had a lot of father figures in my life. I got a real father, I got stepfathers and all that stuff or whatever. But Uncle Pete is the guy. I'll tell anybody that right now. Uncle Pete is the guy. Anyway, and that's what I was just talking about. That's funny. Lastly, I just want to talk about summer jobs for the kids. I don't know if they do summer jobs for these kids these days. Hopefully they are somehow. Where somehow you can find your child a job at your job, doing something, even if it's volunteering. Let the kid be with you all day on a job. Let them go be a little runner, and, sit down in the cafeteria or whatever they got to do for 2 or 3 days out of the week to get them used to seeing people working and seeing how the workforce happens and how valuable they can be within the workforce when they become 18 and able to work. They may be 12, maybe 10. They may want to be doctors. They may want to be radiology people. They may want to be carpenters. They may want to be plumbers. They may want to be HVAC people. They may want to work with in social services. They may want to work for Department of Corrections. They might want to be a police woman or a police officer. A fire officer, a firefighter, whatever. We got to expose our children as much as we can to being the best that they can be. A lot of these children are growing up to be, not a lot of them, but a lot of them are growing up to be victims of society. And then they find themselves in jail 5 to 10 years, 30 years, 20 years, 100 years, life, whatever, because of simple mistakes that we could have avoided. Shout out to all my Stowe Village people. Shout out to my girl Stephanie Lopez for showing me some love on Father's Day and saying that I'm a father to all the kids. I'll take it. I used to say that all the time, that I'm your daddy. I used to say it to all the kids, and I still stand by that. You guys made me into a better person. I matured right along with you guys. Shout out to Pastor Lane to taking it to another level. I gotta give Pastor Lane his props for taking it to another level. At a turning point of my life, I was probably about 25, just had a child and all this other stuff, so that was a whole nother level. But anyway, I had to inhale that one. That was a tough one. Anyway, yeah, get your kids involved in something this summer. I don't want kids just be out there on the basketball court riding bikes or something. Get them involved in something. Helping out somebody every day where they, you know, they can go volunteer at somebody else's job or whatever. You got to drop them off, or so and so got to pick them up. Shout out to the guys that's doing landscaping or whatever. You guys know people that do landscaping. Ask them, can your son go with them to do some landscaping? You females that's working in these beauty salons or whatever, it may look like babysitting, but asking a little girl help out around the salon or whatever. You might be a cook somewhere. Ask them, can they help clean up the dining area or whatever. It may look like you're babysitting them or whatever, but you teaching them how to work. You might even slide them $10. They get a free meal, or you're eating lunch with them. You're paying for their lunch or whatever. We got to become mentors and role models to these kids these days, and it's not all about money all the time. The money will come. I will tell you, you got to understand the psychology of money. Shout out to my boy Antoine Blunt. Shout out to Demetrius. Shout out to you guys. You guys are my motivation when we are talking about money. But anyway, that's it for today. Just wanted to say Happy Father's Day to everyone. All the guys, keep your head up. Get involved even more with your children. And Demetrius, shout out to you for posting that video of I forgot the guy's name, and his family celebrating him and appreciating him. That's huge. That is huge. I've been on here for about an hour. But that is huge. You guys can watch the playback. Give me some likes. Give me some shares. I'm going to post this on Facebook later on. Not Facebook, on YouTube later on. Probably tomorrow. What's the day? Oh, it's still Sunday. Tomorrow, yeah, I work tomorrow. But anyway, that's it. Once again, happy Father's Day to everybody. Happy 2024. Summer is coming up. We got salsa coming up. When is salsa coming up? Salsa is this week or next week? Let me see. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Somebody asked me about salsa, and they said it's coming up. Salsa's coming up, but I don't know when the next one is coming up. I don't know the next time salsa's coming. But anyway, we got salsa coming up. In July, we got Monday Night Jazz coming up. We got the Jazz Festival in July. This is all in Hartford, Connecticut, for my national or international fans, people, not fans, family. And jazz, man, I be listening to a lot of jazz lately. I got my phone on these jazz channels, and jazz be booming. You guys got to get into jazz. I didn't like jazz before, but I'm into it now. Right now, I'm a jazz guy. Kenny G and those guys, old school fellas. But anyway, I am out of here. You guys take care. I will holla at you later. Thanks for joining my live. Like and share. And wait for the next one, which will probably be in July. Anyway, I'm out. Peace.